I love this one. Oh, he was in daycare there.
Like most moms.
So this was him. Back then.
Angela Kelly likes reminiscing on days past when her kids were young.
This is my favorite picture of them three.
But there's a time in her son Dylan's childhood, 9 years ago, that's tough for her to think about.
I heard a lot of commotion in his room, and I went in to see what it was. I was going to get onto him for not being in the bed like he was supposed to be. He was yelling, punching the walls, throwing pillows. I mean, he was very, very outraged, in which I understood after,
After she took his phone and found her son was getting messages, comments, and notifications from classmates at Southern Alamance High School. The next morning, she went to authorities.
I took a huge file of the printouts from Facebook. It was for days. It was, I really felt like I was going to come home and find him dead one day. And I said, something's got to be done.
5 of Dylan's classmates were charged, convicted, and sentenced under North Carolina General Statute 14-458.1, a cyberbullying and online harassment law. But the case did not stop there.
It went all the way to Supreme.
One of the defendants, Robert Bishop, appealed the decision again and again until 2016, when the Supreme Court of North Carolina said the law violated the First Amendment.
The problem that the Supreme Court had with the statute, just on its face, on what it said, not so much on what the students in the case actually did. They said that the language of the statute, the way that the statute defined cyberbullying, the court said that that language is just too broad for the criminal law to kick in.
The court struck that cyberbullying law from the books.
It was replaced with a very narrow law relating to student cyberbullying of school employees, actually. But any protection that students or anyone else in North Carolina has against cyberbullying can now only be found in general criminal statutes against harassment and stalking.
So how hard is it to bring a cyberbullying case to court? Well, without a law to specifically address it, a person has to be charged with harassment or stalking. And that's a pretty high bar to meet. Now, when it comes to kids, most of the time it's up to schools to address cyberbullying. But what happens when the school bell rings and kids can still log on? Are they protected?
Students have taken their own lives because cyberbullying just piled up and piled up and piled up.
State Superintendent Mark Johnson says it doesn't matter what time of day it is or if kids are at school.
So if it happens over the weekend and we get the tip and it goes through the proper process, it will go to the principal and the school team, and they can address that situation at the school just as if it was cyberbullying done at the school during the school day.
To be clear, addressing the situation doesn't necessarily mean punishment or consequences, and it's up to someone to report the bullying in the first place. That's why Kelly has her doubts.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
She never expected Dylan's case to go all the way to the highest court in the state or be the reason a law was removed. But she doesn't regret taking action.
I'm just thankful that my son didn't hurt himself. That was my initial scare, and that's why I did what I did.
Maddie Gardner, WFMY News 2.